So if you look at it from the perspective of the kind of old school top-down management, you could have a decision made at the top, and then middle management and workers would execute. But today, in a kind of if you're either a disruptor or you're being disrupted, the idea is that you need to push as much decision-making capability down to the lowest level of your organization as possible. But the real question is, how do you go about doing that? What's the method that you can use to actually have your employees making decisions? And there are two problems that come about. So the first one, I don't know if anyone's seen behavior like this at their own organization. Every time I see this slide, I want to crawl into the slide and move that tree out of the road. And it seems obvious. It seems like the obvious choice, but the driver made a conscious decision to do this. And it was about sort of doing his job versus doing the right thing, and I think that came up before as well. And so really looking at the root cause of what happened when he came to that point and made that decision is really what today's talk is going to be about. The second thing that we've seen, and I'm just going to take a minute to read this. This is directly from the book. It's about the lying, hiding, faking problem that happens probably at every organization. And most people are doing a second job. No one is paying for them. And they're spending time and energy covering their weaknesses, managing other people's favorable impression of them, showing themselves to their best advantage, playing politics. And in many organizations, you start out your career with a lie, because the interview process, when you come into an organization, you're taught, even at university, and we see this all the time, you have to put your best self forward. You have to kind of hide your weaknesses. And then that happens throughout your career, where there are actually books, it's all about politics. These books that are telling you how to navigate an organizational structure. So just imagine for a minute, if you could take that extra job that you're doing and maybe reduce it by half. Maybe you still kind of do some lying, hiding, faking, but if you were to reduce that job by half, how much more energy you would have to be able to invest into the things that are important about your job. So it's about creating an environment where there's a safety to fail.